Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini. We'll chant verses 14, 15 and 16 together of the first chapter. Tatashvetairhayair-yukte mahati syandane sthitau madhavav pandavaschaiva divyau shankhau pradadmatuhu Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha Devadattam Dhananjayaha Paundram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrikodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulas Sahadevascha Sughoshamani Pushpakau. After talking about the condition of Duryodhana and successfully getting the complete attention of Dhritarashtra, now Sanjaya turns his gaze towards Bhagavan Shri Krishna and Arjuna. And as far as we, the students of Bhagavad Gita, are concerned, the main speaker and the listener, the main student and the teacher, they are being talked about, the hero, so to speak, of the Bhagavad Gita. And very dramatically, very beautifully, giving us a word picture where we see the horses first and then the grand chariot and the charioteer in front and the warrior at the back, that is Shri Krishna, Madhavaha and Arjuna, Pandava. Not only that, this dramatic entry is also accompanied by description in detail about their conches, how they are divine conches, and their names, which were very popular, and also the names of the conches of the other brothers, so all the 5 Pandavas and Krishna. So the names of these conches and the information that they all started blowing their conches. Very good. Not just that, here, because now we had seen in the Kaurava army also, when Bhishma, the commander-in-chief, started blowing the conch, listening to that, everyone joined in. So same thing happened here also. As a response to that war cry, from here also they all led by Sri Krishna and the Pandavas, everyone in the army joined. And look at how Sanjaya is describing this part. We have seen how Sanjaya described the Kauravas just blowing off conch, and now how he is describing the Pandavas side. He says, we'll chant the next three verses. Please repeat 17th, 18th, 19th. काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शंखान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक् सघोषोद्धार्तराष्ट्राणाम् हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्. Following the Pandavas, all the kings, all the great warriors also started blowing their conch. And how is it described? With names of people. Kashyascha Parameshwasaha, the king of Kashi, who is a great archer. Shikhandi cha Maharathaha, and Shikhandi also was there. Now, who is this Shikhandi? We'll see that. Let's first go through the list. Shikhandi cha Maharathaha, a great warrior Shikhandi. Dhrishtadyumnaha. Dhrishtadyumna is there, Drona's son. Viratascha, the king Virata, who helped the Pandavas during their 1 year of incognito, Ajñatavasa. Satyakischa aparajitaha, and there is Satyaki also, who can never be defeated, who has never been defeated in battle so far. His records are such. Saubhadrascha Mahabahu, and the very, very strong, mighty armed Subhadra's son, that is Abhimanyu. All these people, Shankhan Dadmuf Prathak Prathak, all these blew their conches separately. Individually, all of them blew their own conches. Now, while talking about Kaurava army, what did he say? Bhishma Pitama, he said, Simhanadam Vinodyochaihi Shankham Dadmau Pratapavan. After that, what about the army? Tata Shankhascha Bheryascha Panavanaka Gonmukaha Sahasa Eva Abhyahanyanta Sashabdas Tumulo Bhavat. Suddenly, there were lots of people. No, who did? No mention of that. There were lots of people. Everyone started blowing their conches and playing their instruments, and it was deafening. Okay. Here, Kashi Raja, then Shikhandi, then Dhrishtadyumna, Virata, Satyaki. So everybody's names were given. And all these names are also, Kashi Raja was supposed to be one of the very, very powerful kings of those times. He could defeat, he had a lot of powerful army. Now, Shikhandi again, there are so many stories in Mahabharata. This Shikhandi also very vichitra, very peculiar story. Like so many multiple lifetimes stories. This. It's said that there is this, when Bhishma was younger at that time when he was his younger brother. So step brother, younger brother. So there was a king called Vichitravirya. So he became the king, and those days, the even marrying was more of a political, thought of thing. So then the Bhishma felt that this particular king, their children and all the three daughters he had, so we should get Vichitravirya to marry all these three daughters, and that way our kingdom will become stronger. So okay. So there was a Swayamvara where the three girls were going to choose their own husbands. So Bhishma reached there. Now he had taken a vow that he'll never marry. Now seeing him, everybody started laughing that look at this. What vow? Look at here. Wow. So you got three. So you have come to choose. Bhishma said, I have not come here for myself, but for my brother. And I am going to take this is for because I am loyal to the throne of Hastinapur. I will do whatever is best for the throne. So I am taking these three daughters. And he didn't have to. He was so strong. Nobody dared to say anything. There were some kings who came together and wanted to stop him, but nobody could stop him. He single-handedly defeated everyone, took the three daughters of the king of Kashi and went away. These three daughters were Amba, Ambika, Ambalika. These three daughters. He went, put them on a chariot and went away. Now on the way, there was one more king who wanted to intervene and stop Bhishma. So this king Shaibya, he wanted to stop him because he was in love with Amba. And both of them were in love with each other. And Amba had already accepted him as her husband. But this was not known to Bhishma, not known to anybody else. So he came to stop him and fought. Obviously, Bhishma was a very strong opponent. He defeated him and took all of them there. Now, he went to the kingdom. He went and told his mother also, his stepmother, Satyavati, that your son Vichitravirya has to get married. These are the three brides. You decide whatever and organize the thing. Okay, done. Now at that time, this Amba, the eldest of the three daughters, goes to this mother, the mother-in-law to be, Satyavati, the queen mother, and goes and says that I've already accepted him as my husband. As far as I am concerned, I am married already. So I can't marry Vichitravirya. This will not be right. So immediately the mother summoned Bhishma. You should not have done this in haste. Now what to do? So Bhishma said, had I known, I would have happily let her go, because it was not that I had to get all of them, but then had she mentioned. So she said, but how in that form where you are so, who would have dared to even speak a word? So I could not mention. Even now I am trembling as I am speaking to you. So he said, okay, let's do one thing. We'll, with all honor from our kingdom, we will send an army retinue, and you will go. With all honor and dignity, we will send you to that your husband's or the lover's place, and you be there happily. And Vichitravirya will marry the other two girls. She was very happy. She went there. Now that Shaibya, he said, I was defeated, I was insulted. And now if somebody throws you at me like, I'm not a beggar. I don't want. So you go away. I could not win you. So I am not worthy of you. So you go away, go back. She pleaded. He didn't listen. Now she came back. She said, now what do I do? Now the Satyavati queen mother said, nothing doing, my son should not marry her because it is not right. So it is not to be done. Okay. Now discussion started. And then Satyavati said, there is one possibility, one solution. What? That Bhishma should marry her. Bhishma got so angry. Say, it is for you and your father that I took that vow, where I shall never marry, because your father had a doubt, what if my children claim the throne? So it is for you. And then today you yourself are asking me to marry. I am not going to do this. It is not possible. Now everybody is thinking about what is the right thing to be done, what is dharma. But in this whole thing, what would be the condition of that Amba, that young girl? And no one to blame. You cannot blame anybody because no one is wrong as such. There could be things, okay, this should have happened or this could have happened. There may be so many such theories. But everyone was doing what they understood to be right. So now her condition was really very bad. Now the story is very, very long. She later on goes to Parashurama, and then Parashurama challenges Dronacharya. Both of them have a duel. And Parashurama says that if I defeat him, he will have to forcibly do what I say. So they have a duel, and in that there is no result. So Parashurama says he is such a great disciple, so I can't force him to do anything. So there also that solution also gone. So in that way, many places she went on trying. And then at some point, she also prayed to Lord Kartikeya, the second son of Lord Shiva. And Kartikeya blessed her because he is the army general of the gods. So he said, I will bless you. In the next birth, you will be able to take your revenge. So now this revenge, now against whom? For her, Bhishma was her culprit. Because he only kidnapped me and brought me here. And he only abandoned me. So it is his responsibility. And he did not accept me. So he is wrong. So she had so much of hatred for Bhishma. So with the blessings of Lord Subramanya, she got a lotus garland. It is said that this lotus garland, with that she went to various kings and she said, this lotus garland whoever wears will be able to face Bhishma and kill him. And as soon as they heard the name Bhishma, nobody accepted. Nobody said, what garland? Nothing doing. We can't do anything. We are not going to help you. So she went to many kingdoms. And finally, after going around everywhere, she came to Drupada's kingdom, Panchala. And in Drupada's court, she felt at least Drupada will be able to help me. But he also refused. So she was so frustrated and angry. She just took that garland and threw it on some pillar in the court and left it there. So now nobody dared to even touch that garland. It was there for years together. With the blessings of the gods, she next life was born in Drupada's family. And this birth, she was born as a eunuch and was born as Shikhandi. And this Shikhandi in childhood itself went up, saw that garland, and like a child would be attracted to something, went and put it upon his own. So Drupada got terrified. What is this? What has he done? But that was the destiny. That he was destined to be the cause of Bhishma's death or Bhishma's fall. So here Sanjaya is hinting, in that army, one of the people who blew the conch is Shikhandi also. You know Shikhandi? He is destined to, bring an end to Bhishma. He is the only one. So he will, so he is there. Oh, okay. Then Drishtadyumna. Drishtadyumna again, Drupada's son, who is born to kill Dronacharya. So you think that, these Bhishma, Drona, all these people will manage and they will protect your sons? The causes of their deaths are there standing in that army, and they are all blowing the conch. Means proactively they are there responding to the declaration of the war. So they are all there. Oh, very good. Then Virata, he is an ally of Pandavas. He'll never abandon them, and he is there with all his forces. And Satyaki, who is one of the Yadava warriors who has never been defeated in any battle. Such is his record. He is also there, and he is also blowing the conch. So means these are the ones who are going to, who your son is going to face in battle. All these people. Drupada is there. Long time enmity against Drona. He is also there. Draupadeyaha and all the sons of Draupadi. All these people. And Saubhadra. Subhadra's son Abhimanyu. He was also a great warrior. Arjuna's son. As great as Arjuna. So all these people, they are all standing there. So, O king, this is the battle lineup. In Kaurava's side, everybody started. In Pandava's side, these people all took up their own individual conches and started blowing them. So much of description. And here he's saying, how was that sound? There it was, Sashabdas Tumulo Abhavat. That was a very deafening sound. That was Kauravas, this side, all these people blowing the conch. How was the sound? What was the impact of this sound? Sanjay is saying, Saghoshaha, that sound, Dharta Rashtranam Hridayani Vyadarayat, tore apart the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. And he's talking to whom? Dhritarashtra. So he's saying, your sons' hearts were tore apart due to that sound. The response to the war cry from the Pandavas' side was so terrible that your sons' hearts were torn into pieces. They were trembling. It was so terrible. Dhritarashtra himself listening to this. And sounds he knew. He was very familiar with that. Only form he did not have. But sounds he knew very well. What is a scary sound? What will happen in this magnitude of the war? And when these five people blow the conch, what kind of sound it will create? He knew very well. He could understand that. And not just that it tore apart the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra, but he is also saying, Nabhascha Prithivim Chaiva. The skies and the earth, Nabhascha Prithivim Chaiva, Tumulo Vyanunadayan, they started reverberating with this sound. This sound reached everywhere in far off spaces. The entire earth was vibrating in this sound. The entire skies were reverberating with this sound. This was the impact of the sound. So not just individuals, but the entire nature, the whole space was filled with this loud noise. Now if we see, it is very, very clear that Sanjaya's heart is on one side. It is very clear he is giving certain hints to Dhritarashtra. What kind of hints they may be? Dhritarashtra is the king, and it will come, it will continue. Dhritarashtra is the king, and the whole war is being fought with the approval of the king. So, king has the authority and the power to stop the war at any time. He has authority. Although 10 days, lot of losses have taken place, including Bhishma Pitama, his fall had taken place. So much of loss already happened. But still, many of his sons were alive. Many of the soldiers of both the armies were alive. So even now, as though Sanjaya is urging, saying, even now, O king, it is not late. Stop it now, because you have the powers. Even now. So by painting this picture, describing to Dhritarashtra that the army that is standing facing your sons is really a terrible army. Don't think that, I have 100 sons and they are just 5 and they'll just fight against and then they'll just win over them. It's not that. They have real strong allies and they themselves, you very well know how strong they are. It is not something very ordinary. Understand. So all these are hidden words. But Sanjay is very clearly indicating Hridayani Vyadarayat Nabhascha Prithivin Chaiva Tumulo Vyanu Nadayan. This kind of description is what happened. So till now it was just they blew the conches, they replied. Oh. Okay. Now at this time, as Puja Gurudev describes this time as the first arrow is about to be shot. It can be shot anytime. Now because declaration is done. So now anybody can shoot the arrow anytime. So at that time, at this juncture, when the war actually can begin at any moment, no further formality is required. At that time, something happened. What happened? Let's read. अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते. Addressing the king Dhritarashtra as O Mahipate, the lord of the land, means indicating you still have the power. If you want, you can do something even now. Hey Mahipate. Oh, what happened at that time? Atha means after the war cries, after the declaration and the response from the two armies, Atha, after that, what Arjuna, Pandava, Kapidhwaja. This Kapidhwaja means the one who has a monkey on his flag is called Kapidhwaja. So, in those times, when we watch serials and cartoons and all these things, there is something called a close-up. Okay, so we know which warrior it is. And there will be some dialogues. So we know that this is the warrior who is coming here in this direction. So we know, and they show us close-up. So we don't understand what exactly the war looks like. In the battlefield, and of this magnitude, we can understand what would be the distances. How would one recognize any warrior, who is that standing on that chariot? How would we know? Because we cannot see them. We cannot see. There is nothing called close up. And they can't keep on using a binocular and saying, okay, let me show it, hand telescope and saying, oh, there Arjuna is there. Okay, let us go there. By that time, Arjuna has killed the person. So he was very sharp. So you cannot wait to identify, and there is no such possibility. So they used to have this standard that the flag on top of the chariot had symbols. So looking at those flags, those symbols, people would know this is the warrior. So Arjuna's flag had a monkey, and was not ordinary monkey. It was Hanumanji. It is said that as at one juncture in the Mahabharata story only it comes, Arjuna requests, happens to meet Hanumanji, and he says, Hanumanji, look, we are on the righteous side, Dharma, on the side of Dharma. And in the previous battle between Rama and Ravana also, you sided Dharma and that side was victorious. But that time, of course, Bhagavan Ramchandra himself was there. In this, Krishna Bhagavan has refused to take up any arms. But if you come to my army and you are with me and fight for us, then our victory is certain. Hanumanji just smiled and said, look, our times are over. My time of fighting and all is over. But I do appreciate that you have chosen the right side, the side of righteousness. Very good. And I will support you for that. I am not going to fight, but I will be with you. How? I will be sitting on your flag, on the top of your chariot, and I will protect you from it. So, Hanumanji was there. That is why he is called Kapidhwaja. So, Kapidhwaja, Arjun, he is saying, after this, what did he see? Drishtva, he saw. Now he is standing like Duryodhana was facing the Pandava army. Now Arjuna is facing the Kaurava army and standing there. And looking at, what is he looking at? Drishtva, Dharta Rashtran. He is looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra. So Kapidhwaja, Dharta Rashtran Drishtva. And what are these sons of Dhritarashtra? How are they? Vyavasthitan, who have taken their respective positions in the formation of their army, occupying their respective positions. All these sons of Dhritarashtra, he saw them. So, if we understand, if we look at these words, we understand where was Arjuna's chariot placed? It was in front of the Kaurava brothers. Okay, that is why it is said, from there Duryodhana took his chariot and went to where Dronacharya was. Said na, Acharyam upasamgamya. He went to where Dronacharya was. Means he was standing at another place. He went to where Dronacharya was and started speaking. In the beginning of the chapter we saw, Drishtva tu Pandavanikam yudam Duryodhanastada Acharyam upasangamya raja vachanam abravit. So he went there. And then now he must have returned to his position. So now here Arjuna's chariot is placed in such a way that he can see all the Kaurava brothers, the sons of Dhritarashtra, arrayed in battle in front of him. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva dhartarashtran kapidhvajaha. And when, what moment is this? Pravritte shastra sampate. They are all ready with their weapons to shoot at any time. Everyone is ready. They have taken their positions. So the arrows are not in the quivers. It has come out. Already taken stance. People with other types of weapons have, the swords have come out of their sheaths. Already, pravritte shastra sampate, any time it can begin. At that moment, he himself Dhanurudyamya. So the warriors don't all the time keep on carrying their weapons. It's not necessary. While he was coming from his camp to the battlefield, he need not carry his bow all the time. He can leave it aside. But now is the time he's picked it up. Except for Ramchandraji, nobody else carries the bow all the time. Ramchandraji always, even in family photo, he has the bow. Why is that? Because Ramchandraji is focused. He says these devotees, their hearts are filled with so many rakshasas. I have to keep this bow and arrow all the time. I can't put it aside. So killing all the demons in our heart only, he is constantly on the job. So Arjuna, Dhanurudyamya, having picked up the bow in his hand, he was also ready at that time. Dhanurudyamya Pandava. Then this was Kapidwajaha Pandavaha. Kapidwaja, very well known. Anybody saw Hanumanji on the flag, they knew this was Arjuna. Pandava, he was although Pandu had so many sons, but in general, when anybody said son of Pandu means, it was referring Arjuna only. Even Dhritarashtra also, he also said, Mamakaha Pandavaha. But then when Pandava came, Madhava Pandavaschaiva. So when Pandava word was used by Sanjaya also, it was Arjuna only. So Arjuna was the famous Pandava. He was Kapidwaja. So he, having seen the sons of Dhritarashtra arrayed, taking positions in their army, Hrishikesham tada vakyam idam aha mahipate. Hey Mahipate, O king, O lord of the land, he then spoke. Aha. What? Idam vakyam. He spoke these words, these sentences, these lines. Whom did he speak to? Who was there near him? His charioteer. So, Hrishikesham. We know the meaning of the word Hrishikesham. So, Hrishikesham tada vakyam idam aha mahipate. So, he thus spoke these words to Hrishikesha, Lord Shri Krishna, having seen the Dhritarashtra's sons taken positions in their respective places. Okay. Now, Arjuna's description has begun. Okay, with this verse. Although in between there was the war cry and all was different. But now Arjuna's description has begun. Now we have to study it comparatively. Can we flip back a few pages and look at verse number 2? How did Duryodhana begin and how did Arjuna begin? Okay, Duryodhana. What was the first thing he did? The second verse, Drishtva, the word is also the same. Drishtva tu Pandava Anikam. He saw the army of the Pandavas, viewed very well arranged. Then Acharyam Upasangamya approached his teacher and spoke. Raja Vachanam Amrit. Here if we see, Drishtva, Atha Vyavasthitan Drishtva, same word. There also Drishtva, here also Drishtva, having seen. So this is a response after seeing something. What did they see? They saw the same things. Duryodhana saw the army well arranged in front of him of the Pandavas. Here Arjuna is seeing the well arranged army of the Kauravas. Same thing. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva dhartarashtran pravritte shastra sampate. So they have seen the same thing, both of them. The response to that same thing. Acha, where did they go? He ran to his teacher. Here he didn't have to run to it because he was already there. Here it was not a teacher-taught relationship yet. But somebody who would be able to pacify, who would be able to assure, who will be able to, make him feel secure, calm him down. So someone like that. So there also he went to Acharya Drona. Now here Arjun did not have to run to him. Sri Krishna was right there as his own charioteer. Now why did he not have to run? Even these small things, we find so much of significance that Duryodhana had to leave his place and go to the place where Dronacharya was sitting. Arjun did not have to leave his place because Sri Krishna was right there. Why? Because he had made this choice long ago. He chose Krishna to be with himself. And that choice is paying dividends, that he is right there to protect him, help him, give him a perspective that he needs, make him feel assured and secure. So he chose this long ago. That's why now he doesn't have to run to someone, because he's already chosen to keep that someone with him all the time. So we also don't have to run to someone in the time of crisis. Before the crisis itself, if we have chosen the right company, then we don't have to run anywhere. He's right there. And what is the best company? The one who will never abandon us, the one who will never leave us. That Lord, if we choose and say, you be with me all the time, then I don't have to go anywhere. He is there. So having seen the well-arranged army of the opponents, of their own cousins, both of them responded. Duryodhana also went and he said, Raja Vachanam Abravit. He spoke. Here also, Idam Vakyam Aha. Here also he spoke. So when we are under stress, generally, what is the response? The immediate response? We speak. And when we thus speak, it may not make much sense. But whatever is inside will come out. In Duryodhana, all that arrogance, all that disrespect, all that came out. And that is why Dronacharya did not even feel it important to stop him or even comment on what he was saying or give any response. Whereas here the story is going to be a little different. So that detail is different. Otherwise, both of them are in a similar state of mind. Like Duryodhana did not imagine that it's going to be such a huge war with so many people involved, and especially the army, the opponents are going to be so strong and such a huge army. He did not expect that and he was shocked. Similarly, here Arjun also was kind of wondering, so many people. I thought, okay, 100 brothers. Where did so many people come from? So he was also wondering, but now, till now, he doesn't feel under stress, but he is having a little bit of apprehension, little bit of hesitation, little bit of shock. What is this? So he immediately expresses through words, speaking. So under stress, we tend to speak. But if we have the right company, we will be guided correctly. Here Sri Krishna is the only one who has come to this battlefield without any personal agenda. And in another way, if we say, he alone has an agenda. All others are only puppets in his hands from one standpoint. From another standpoint, if we see, everyone seems to have their own agenda. I have to take revenge from him. I will not fight against him. I will fight only for him. I will do because I have given my word. So many things are there in the thing. But only Sri Krishna has come because Arjun said, you be with me. Okay, I will be with you, but I am not going to fight. Okay, then you just drive my chariot. Okay. That also he did not say. Arjun did not say. Krishna only offered, okay, I will drive your chariot. What will I do sitting in the camp? So I'll come with you anyways. I'll take you wherever. And they had a very good tuning. So Arjun did not have to say much. Krishna would understand and take him wherever he wanted to. So this relationship, so both of them are responding in a similar manner under a similar circumstance as a response to the same type of stimuli, but whom they are going to speak to, what and how they speak, all that is different, and that is why the response also is different. Even if Dronacharya had the knowledge, he of course had the knowledge. He was mature, he was understanding, he knew what Duryodhana was going through, but he chose to keep quiet. That was because Duryodhana would have anyway not listened. He had a record of not listening. He was himself such a manipulative guy. So how would anybody want to advise such a person? Anyway, he's going to do what he wants to do. He doesn't listen to his father, he doesn't listen to grandfather, he doesn't listen to teachers. What is the point? Even his own uncle, we may feel that he was influenced by his uncle. He was not listening to any Shakuni or anyone. He listened to Shakuni when he felt it was okay. In fact, Shakuni had advised that you get Krishna on our side. He said, what Krishna? He is not even going to pick up a weapon. It is better to get one Akshayani of Narayani Sena. That is better for me. He did not listen to his uncle also. And his uncle said, you are a fool to have chosen this and being happy about it. But anyways, so it is also a lot dependent on us and how we approach and who we have kept in our lives close to ourselves. That will ensure or that will lead us to whatever outcome. So if we want to have Gita, first we have to choose Krishna. Second, we have to be like Arjuna. And although we are under stress, if our mind is pure, if we are straightforward, we will be able to express it in the right manner. Here also we will see all those things. What is it? We will see what Arjuna says. Very interesting. The way Arjuna expresses and these words that Ved Vyasji has put them in. Arjuna uvacha Senayorubhayor madhye Ratham sthapayamechyuta Yavadetan niriksheham Yodhukamanavasthitan Kairmaya saha yodhavyam Asmin rana samudyame. Arjuna uvacha. Arjuna spoke. What did he say? Hey Achyuta. Achyuta means the one who is never fallen. The one who is ever established in one's own true self. Never fallen means one may assume some form, but is always aware that this form is not me. I am that pure consciousness. So the never fallen one, Achyuta. That Lord, Achyuta, hey Achyuta, first, he is a Kshatriya warrior. So as a Kshatriya warrior, you all immediately, driver, gaadi nikalo, like that, driver, take my car. So similarly here also, hey Achyuta, me ratham sthapaya, take my chariot and sthapaya, park it, where? Senayoho ubhayoho madhye, between the two armies. Ubhayoho senayoho, both the armies, between these two madhye, in the center, you take my chariot and place it there. Sthapaya. So he is, here this sthapaya word in Sanskrit language, this word form can be used as a command also, as a request also, as a prayer also. It could be in any meaning. So whichever way, so as a warrior, he must have told his Sarathi, Sarathi, take my chariot and place it in between the two armies. So it could be a command. Or he is requesting, like a friend, oh Krishna, can you please take me to the center of the army? Or the third option also is there, that he was praying. But here that prayer bhav has not yet come. That will come later. Not even in the second chapter. It will come in the 11th chapter. So that real devotion. But now either he is requesting or he is commanding, whichever meaning we want to take. So, hey Achyuta, please take my chariot and place it in the middle of the two armies, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye. And look at the poetry here. This Senayor Ubhayor Madhye, this phrase comes in the center of between two shlokas. So there is half of the shloka which Sanjaya speaks, and the rest half is what Arjuna is speaking. And in that half, this phrase comes that put my chariot in the middle of the two. So it is so so it is coming in the middle of the shloka and says similarly, in the middle of the two armies, you come, you to take me and place my chariot there. Okay. Now, Krishna does not speak anything. He says, okay. But Arjuna feels that, I should explain that I am not just like that saying, okay, I have a reason. When you yourself feel, that why am I doing this? That's the time you want to justify your actions even more. And say that I am justifying to others, but actually I am telling myself. What do I want to do? Sometimes I'm confused myself. I don't have the clarity. And as though I'm explaining to someone else, I actually do that to gain clarity myself. So I am explaining myself only. I am justifying it to myself only. I am myself only ascertaining the purpose. Why am I wanting to go to the middle of the battlefield? Because yavad etan niriksheham. So that I can go and observe these people. Nirikshanam. I want to go and observe all these people. Etan nirikshe. Oh, who these people you want to observe? Yodhu kaman avasthitan. All these people who have gathered here, avasthitan, with a desire to fight. These words are very important. What he wants or what he says he wants and what finally he ends up doing, that we'll see. But I want to go there to observe all these people who have come here with a desire to fight. Etan yodhu kaman avasthitan yavat nirikshe aham. So for this reason I want to go there. Achha. What will you observe? Okay, you already know. You already have the list of warriors who are with you. And you also have an idea, you already have got news about who all have joined Kauravas. So you already know. Why do you want to go and see and do what? I want to go and see. And what do I want to see? Kairmaya saha yodhavyam asmin rana samudyame. Beautiful use of words. Asmin rana samudyame, in this battlefield, in this congregation of the war, Kairmaya saha yodhavyam means who all have come to fight against me. Overflowing with confidence. who has come here to fight with me? Kair maya sahayotavyam. Who is there? Who are these people who have to fight with me? In other words, whose death has beckoned them, that they have come face to face with me. All these film dialogues and all are coming from these kind of shastras only. Everything is in our scriptures. Who is there? Who has come here to fight? So this looks like a very, very highly confident warrior who is looking forward to the battle and wants to observe and say, okay, these are the ones, okay, I am going to settle scores with them. This kind of, it looks like, because the words are like that. Kair maya saha yodhavyam. Who has come here to fight against me? This is one side. But kaihi and maya, these two words in Sanskrit are pronouns. And when two pronouns are used, we can take it in different ways. So in the same ways, see how comparatively if we see the way Sanjaya describes Duryodhana and his words, similar are the words of Arjun, and it is described by Sanjaya in a similar way, and the words are also similar. The same words convey confidence on one side and fear on the other. Here also, confidence on one side and fear on the other. How? Kaihi maya saha yodhavyam. Who is there who has to fight with me is confidence, and who have come whom I have to fight with. That is fear. Both are pronouns and the form of the words are the same. So therefore, I can use it to construct. That is a freedom that Sanskrit gives me. So I can have both these meanings with the same word. In Duryodhana's words, it was the two different meanings of the word paryaptam that made a difference. Here, the pronouns are arranged in such a way that I can say kaihi maya saha yodhavyam or maya kaihi saha yodhavyam. So both meanings. Who all are there with whom I have to fight? I want to observe. So there is an element of fear. There is an element of worry, nervousness. So we saw the same thing with Duryodhana also. Because how? Drishtva, having seen the enemy armies, there was this. So one side, it seems to be confidence. On the other side, I want to go and see. But what is the difference? Duryodhana remained in his place and looking at the army, responded to whatever his inner emotions were there. Here, Arjuna has agreed to go to a position of objectivity, not taking any sides, and then he wants to see. So he is also under stress. But under stress, it is possible to remain in a position of objectivity and examine the situation. And Duryodhana, who stuck to his side, he did not leave his side, so he was never objective. That is why all he talked was, their army has these people, our army has these people, and you all should protect these people, and I am commanding you to do that. This is how his talk is. Whereas Arjuna, he is ready to leave his own position to a more neutral position to examine life and find out who has come. Whether it is out of confidence or out of fear, doesn't matter. But at least I am ready to step out of my comfort zone. So this stepping out of comfort zone is what here we find in Arjuna, that is a special characteristic. That is why this comparative study will help us understand. Because Duryodhana also saw, Duryodhana also started talking. Here Arjuna also saw, he also started talking. What is the difference? What is special about Arjuna? These are the fine points. When we observe, that's when we say, oh, so this is what I have to do. I may be under stress, it's okay. Bhagwan is with me, still I am under stress. And that's not a very good position. But still, in spite of that, I am ready to leave my comfort position and go to an objective position to observe everything from an equal distance, so that I get the real picture. Maybe after that I break down, no problem. I am ready to break down, but I will not stay on one side and keep on judging the other, because that is not going to give me the correct perspective. It's not going to give me a 360-degree view. So that is why coming to the middle is important. So there's more to it, we'll see. Very, very interesting. The first chapter has so much of drama, so much of psychology, so much is there. It's so practical for us, and it is all why we are doing this, studying this first chapter, to become like Arjuna, or at least appreciate his qualities and develop them within us, so that in the second chapter when Bhagavan starts speaking, something will happen inside. So for that we have to raise ourselves to the level of Arjuna. Be ready. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.